Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. So Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul coming up this Saturday. It is a circus fight. It is a freak show fight. Never mind Mike Tyson in his prime. The Mike Tyson who fought last time as a professional 19 years ago against Kevin McBride would have destroyed Jake Paul. Prime Mike Tyson, I mean, forget about it. That'll be over in seconds. But this version of Mike Tyson, pretty much a 60-year-old man, returning to the ring here in a professional bout. Yes, this will go on Mike Tyson's professional boxing record. It's right here on his BoxRec page listed, albeit over 8 2-minute rounds rather than 8 3-minute rounds. Also, they're using, I think, 14-ounce gloves rather than the standard 10-ounce gloves for professional heavyweight fights. So the local commission there in Texas have put some safety provisions in place because of Mike Tyson's age. And by the way, Texas seems to be the one major state in America, and by major I mean a state where a lot of money is made. It seems to be the one major state in America willing to license people who don't get licensed in many other states or many other countries. For example, Conor Benn has a Texas boxing license, and he's had one for the past couple years as far as I'm aware. I think Dylan White also has a Texas boxing license. And of course here we've got the Texas Commission licensing Mike Tyson at the age of nearly 60 for a fight with Jake Paul, who's 27. And incidentally, this fight is being streamed live on Netflix. It's not pay-per-view. And this is the model that DAZN claimed they were going to have. Not to say this is a great fight or anything. It's a freak show fight, but still, it's a popular fight. DAZN claimed they were going to be the Netflix of sport, where all you would need to do is pay your monthly subscription and all their boxing content would be included in that. Hasn't turned out that way, has it? They're doing loads of pay-per-views. Well, Netflix, for whatever it's worth, are streaming this fight on their platform, no pay-per-view. They're also streaming some live NFL games in December, which won't be pay-per-view. That's a good look, because the other streaming services like Amazon and what have you charge you extra to access that content. Now, I know they've got a lot more of that type of content than Netflix do, but I hope Netflix end up getting more sports and keep it as part of the subscription cost and not charge people extra. Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe that's unrealistic. Or maybe they might do that, but only to get their foot in the door with sports streaming, after which time they might start charging a premium for it. Who knows? But as I've said for years with regards to boxing content, enjoy it while it lasts. Like when PBC first launched, they were putting loads of what would normally be premium content boxing on free-to-air television. And yes, there were naysayers saying, oh, it's not going to last. Well, you might be right, but we can still enjoy it while it's here. Same thing with DAZN, to be fair. There were naysayers right at the start saying, oh, they're eventually going to start doing pay-per-views. Okay, well, let's enjoy the cheap prices and the premium content at no extra cost while it's here. Anyway, I digress. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. How do I expect this freak show circus fight to go? As Teddy Atlas said, you do wonder whether this fight is going to be real rather than scripted, because it is such a freak show thing. If it's real, based upon what I've seen of Mike Tyson in training, he might be sufficiently diminished for Jake Paul to actually beat him. There are countdown videos, right? Shoulder programming for this fight on Netflix. And I've seen a few of them. I've seen Mike sparring and hitting the bag and all this stuff. To my eyes, he looks worse than he did when he fought Roy Jones a few years back. As you get older, your body tends to get stiffer. You lose fluidity. There's still some power there, not the same power he had when he was in his prime, nothing close to it, but there's still some power there. He's still got his technique, but his balance seems very off. His coordination isn't quite there, and we don't know what his punch resistance is like. I mean, he still looks like a robust human being, but when you're nearly 60, surely you're not going to be able to take the kind of shot that you were able to take when you were in your 30s even, never mind your 20s. But Mike is a vet. Maybe he can use some old man moves in there to keep himself away from big shots so he doesn't get caught too clean, and therefore stay in there and potentially become a problem for the problem. We shall see. Yes, I am going to watch the fight, maybe peeping through my fingers while doing so. I'm going to watch it. I might not necessarily watch it live, but I may do, but I may not. I'm not necessarily going to structure my day around making time for that particular fight. But if I'm free at the time, I might watch it. If not, then catch it later on the next day or whatever. So we'll see. One of the things that always amazes me is how clueless the majority of Mike Tyson fanboys are. It's one of the most bizarre and baffling things in the world. I remember when he posted that training footage in the run-up up to his fight with Roy Jones, there were people claiming that Mike Tyson could run through the heavyweight division even then. It's as if they forgot about the fact that Mike Tyson got stopped by Kevin McBride, of all people, in 6 rounds back in 2005. If he's getting stopped by people like Kevin McBride all those years ago, how on earth could he run through the heavyweight division today? Like, what brand of crack are you smoking? And as I say, that Roy Jones fight was several years ago. Yet on some of Mike Tyson's recent training footage in the run-up to this Jake Paul fight, I'm seeing similar comments. Tyson would run through these current heavyweights, they're all rubbish, even now at his age. Now, you'd like to think those people were trolling, but knowing the Mike Tyson fanboys as I do, I know that many of them are not trolling, okay? There is this bizarre obsession that the Tyson fanboys have with him is really actually quite creepy. You know, if you ever go on Instagram and you watch boxing related content, you'll often see these videos pop up on your Instagram feed of these, online boxing coaches hitting a heavy bag or hitting pads or doing shadow boxing and showing you all these moves, right? The vast majority of them are corny as hell, extremely cringe, laughable. I shake my head when these videos pop up in my feed. I mean, it's just so corny. And I've seen all of the people that you could suggest in the comments, by the way. And yes, I find them all corny. The corniest of the lot are the ones who teach peekaboo style boxing, these Mike Tyson fanatics. They are the corniest people in the boxing community. The peekaboo experts. I mean, it's just, oh my God. The only boxing tutorial page on Instagram that I actually rate and like is this one coach who I think is from Kazakhstan. It's definitely one of the old ex-Soviet countries. He's like this skinny guy with a bald patch on top of his head, and he's teaching what some people refer to as Soviet-style boxing. His videos are actually really good because it's no gimmicky 20-punch combinations or learn how to fight like Mike Tyson or any of this stupid nonsense. Or learn how to copy this Mike Tyson punch from this particular fight or this Canelo punch from this bit. All that stuff is gimmicky, silly rubbish. The coach I'm talking about is showing you how in those old Eastern Bloc countries, they managed to rise to a level in the amateur system and of course now in the pro game where they were dominating. And it's based upon immaculate mastery of the basics. That's what tends to separate, or one of the things that tends to separate fighters from the old Eastern Bloc from many Western fighters, is the old Eastern Bloc fighters perfect the basics. They don't just get it good or very good, they get it damn near perfect. And they focus on quality punches rather than quantity. One of my bugbears for years in UK gyms was trainers getting fighters to throw too many punches and not concentrating enough on getting them to throw quality. So yeah, that's the only Instagram boxing coach page I've seen that I actually rate. And all of the ones that you guys can suggest, because I know there's going to be loads of people in the comments suggesting these other Instagram boxing pages. Trust me, they're all rubbish. I've seen them all. I've seen the old Scottish guy. I mean, he's cringe as hell. I've seen that black French guy who does all the Mike Tyson. I mean, he's cringe. There's another guy who's like Samoan or something or from New Zealand and he does the fake Mike Tyson stuff. Oh, it's so cringe, man. You know what really annoys me is like the silent videos where they throw a punch in the most ridiculous way possible and then they wag their finger at the camera like, no, you don't do it like that. Then they show you the right way to do it. Oh my God. That stuff is so cringe. Honestly. But then again, it's obviously not made for people like me. It's obviously made for absolute beginners. People that don't know a left hook from a fish hook. But if you're somebody that actually knows a bit about boxing, you're not going to get anything from those videos. They can't teach you anything you didn't already know. And a lot of what they teach is a load of rubbish anyway. But yeah, let me stop ranting. Check out that, I think he's a Kazakh coach. He's good. The rest of them, forget about them. Corny as hell. And in fact, just to clarify, just because I'm saying this Kazakh coach is good and people like me can actually get something from his videos, it doesn't mean he's too advanced for beginners either, because again, he teaches a lot of the basics. He gets you and shows you, and by the way, he talks in his language. He's not speaking in English, so you're going to have to watch and observe and, you get the gist of what he's trying to communicate. He's showing you how to do the basics very, very well. So that's great for beginners as well. He's showing you different techniques and different ways to master the basics. Anyway, rant done. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. It is what what it is. Hopefully, Mike is safe and sound and there's no complications, because that would be horrible for boxing. And it'd certainly be horrible for Mike Tyson's family. Now, if Mike Tyson were to lose and, be safe and sound, but if he were to lose, would that harm his legacy? No. He's already lost to Kevin McBride, damn near 20 years ago. So losing to Jake Paul now when he's nearly 60, that's not really going to do much damage because he's nearly 60. He's fighting a guy less than half his age. He's already got 6 losses on his record. Nobody who thinks Mike Tyson is one of the greatest fighters of all time now is going to change their mind if he loses to Jake Paul. Let's be real. So Mike Tyson's legacy, whatever it is safe, no matter what happens in this fight, win or lose. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video. It only takes a split second to do so, and it really helps my content get seen on YouTube by way of the algorithm. Also, share the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form who adhere to the norm and blindly conform? Who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop and download all my podcasts in high quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android, because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.